What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Brunch with DESB. I'm so excited to be with you here today, as I am every single Sunday, and I swear I'm not lying about it. I am pumped to be back. I have a new look. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're like, who is this? And if you're not watching on YouTube, you're watching, you're listening, you're not watching, you won't know what I look like, but you might follow me so you know what I look like. However, I did get my extensions put back in. Can I reach my soundbar? Never mind. Not necessary for us. However, I did get my extensions put back in, and I'm really happy I did because honestly, I've just been kind of needing a hair change. I'm always someone who has changed my hair since being a kid. I remember my mom let me get my first highlights when I was like 14. I think she let me get it for my birthday. And ever since then, I love doing my hair. I love having different hair. I love having a different look. It's something that gets me excited. Like, it's a fresh feeling. It's a fresh era. And I do feel like every time I kind of go through this revolution of like life, I do tend to change my hair to outrun my problems. So if you can relate to that, holla, hi, I'm your friend, I'm your girl, but I did get new hair. So it looks good. I love it. My hair girl is just a magician. And sorry, I'm like roasting hot right now. I actually ended up having the heater on all night down here in the basement. So it's actually a lot hotter than normal. Usually down here in my room, it's like freezing cold. So anyways, my hair girl is a wizard because I was really nervous about taking my like shorter hair to long hair and how it would blend, but she did such a good job. And I think it's just the artistry of extensions. When you get them done right, when you get them done well, you can make anything work. Like, look at how many actresses and actors, maybe not actors, but actresses cut their hair, have long hair the next day, have wigs, it's like, it's just an art. And so I really enjoy it. Long hair is more suitable for me in pregnancy, I notice. It just makes me feel better. Maybe it's like a delusional thing, but regardless, I enjoy my long hair during pregnancy and also during winter, which I tend to always be pregnant in colder months. So here we are doing it again. I like it. I hope you guys, hope you guys do too, but also I don't give a fuck. So like it or not, here I am. Anyways, we had a lot going on this past week. First off, I'm not feeling the best, not baby, but like just sick. And it's so funny because when you have kids and your whole house gets sick, or really, honestly, I'm going to throw Wyatt under the bus right now because he is always the one that gets sick first. Always. I don't know why. It's like we both work from home. He doesn't go anywhere. I don't. I don't know. Maybe he's kind of a pussy. But regardless, we're all sick right now. And it's funny because when you are sick with kids or you have like a kind of like a home environment with different people you're living with, you all just seem to get an individual week. So instead of this sickness knocking out in 7 to 9 days, it takes a whole month to run through just every single person individually. So here I am like, oh, maybe I'll be fine. And then now here I am. I'm kind of getting stuffy. I kind of have that thick coating over my throat. You guys know exactly the feeling. You're like, mother effer, here we go. So I'm not feeling the best, but we did have a lot of good things happen this past week that we're going to talk about, including Michigan football. So U of M won the national title for football, which is very exciting. Now, you guys know I am not like the world's largest football fan. However, I can get behind camaraderie of winning something. And especially from Michigan, there is a sort of pride that you have when a team from your state wins something, right? And I think I crave that. I want to be more involved in sports because I like having that pride of kind of like cheering for your hometown. It's kind of the same vibe, right? I want to cheer for my state. So Michigan, I have a lot of respect for because obviously that's where Archie went for his CPAM. That's where obviously we ended up having surgery. That's where all of his pediatrician stuff was, pediatric surgeons. So I have a lot of respect for Michigan. And I've said it since Archie had his experience at U of M. Archie will be the quarterback here one day. And he will have his story on ESPN when they win another national title. And they're like, young boy faces rare adversity. You know how they just share player stories? When I was going through everything with Archie, I was like, this is going to be his story. How he even just entered the world, X, Y, Z. So I love Michigan and I owe a lot to them mentally because I feel home there. However, it's not like I keep up with everything football there. So I've been adapting. Okay. I know we talk a lot of shit about football. It's a pick me thing. We joke about it. but I am trying. So I'm going to admit my fault, because if there's one thing I'm going to always do is if I say something and I'm going to take it back, or I'm like liking it again, I'm admitting it. That's fine. I'm okay. It's all about growing, evolving. So you were right. Football is kind of fun to watch when it's a good game, when it's a national title game, not when it's just another rainy, strainy game. Regardless, good stuff there. So congrats, Blue. That's really cool. I really couldn't imagine being like in college as an athlete. You know, you're 18, 19, 20, 21, maybe 22, maybe a little bit older if you have like a 5th year or 6th year. But what a cool feeling to be a national champion. I mean, I really couldn't imagine like getting to that level. All we did was win the MAC championship, which is like our conference. And even then I thought we were like the shit, you know, like it was like such a cool feeling. So good for them. Good. You know what I mean? Good for them. Good for you. You're so happy and healthy. Okay. We have some notes. First, I need another sip of coffee because I'm having a lot of nasal throat issues right now. So I need to stay more hydrated than normal. I usually bring my drinks down here, and then during the episode, I take nothing. We need something. This sucks. And you know what the worst fucking part is when you're sick and you have a podcast. Or I would even argue YouTube. You could get away with like not talking as much. But when you're sick, you have a podcast, and you're pregnant, there is a lot of shit going on in your body. And like, I have been living in my breathe right strips. So if you are newly pregnant, that is one thing I wish I would have done my first pregnancy with Maddox, is I had terrible, kind of like just stuffy nose the whole pregnancy. Same with Archie, but I got breathe right strips, and I never realized what they were. I always saw them on TV, you know, as a kid, or like weird commercials, breathe right strips, you know, whatever. You put them over your nose. I never understood what it was. I learned very quickly when I was introduced to the goodness of breathe right strips. So anyways, just a little tip, hack. If you're sick, or if you're newly pregnant, or just pregnant in general, or getting to the later part of pregnancy, breathe right strips have saved me, along with Tums. Little preggers update while we're chatting about it. Oh my God, I'm 15 weeks in like 5 days. Let's check it out. I use the app called The Bump. Everyone's always like, what app do you use? I literally just typed in pregnancy app, and I think this is like the top rated ever. Week 15, baby swirly is the size. Is that a nectarine? Oh, a navel orange. 4 inches, 2.5 ounces, 25 weeks to go. The baby looks kind of starting to look like a baby. Their lungs are developing. They're starting to hiccup inside. And I will have my anatomy scan in the beginning of February. Well, kind of like beginning to mid-February. So very anxious for that. Some things I might notice during this time: increased sex drive. I would definitely agree, because listen, I have not been the most sexual kitten in the past couple of months. And I think a lot of people going through their first trimester can relate. You just don't feel good. Your body's changing rapidly. You don't feel good. Your body's changing rapidly. You're tired. You don't feel good. I cannot relate that. I cannot relay that enough. So nothing to be ashamed of. Just like, hey, I'm not getting my freak on if I'm not feeling it. Okay. That is one thing I never bow to, especially when I'm pregnant. Okay. But here we are, increased sex drive. And I would agree, because, and again, I'm sharing things that you guys will either relate with, or you will soon relate with if you ever expand your family. I am not the person to have sexual dreams. I think that's left to men, to be very honest. Or like maybe after you read a spicy book, you might have a dream about it, right? Whatever, normal. But when I am pregnant, I have some weird sexual dreams. You would think, if you were in my mind, that I watch a lot of porn, and I don't do that at all. And so it is quite shocking and quite jarring. I will wake up and I will be like, am I okay? What am I doing? Who am I doing? Not really. I will say all my dreams do involve my husband, which I think is a pretty high pride to have. Weird dreams. So if you relate with that, drop a comment below, sound off. And can anyone just affirm me? Or else I just sound weird. Next thing, nosebleeds. I had quite a few nosebleeds with Maddox. I think I maybe had 1 or 2 with Archie. Heartburn, gas, indigestion, bitch. We've been having that. Swollen gums, shortness of breath. I mean, can you guys tell? Plus, I'm sick. And overall energy should start coming back, beginning to show. Some people start to feel the baby move between 16 and 22 weeks pregnant. So yeah, there's where we're at. Can you believe it? I can't. Another thing that I noticed too during this pregnancy is even though I'm very early along, I have like intense hot and cold flashes. And I think, again, when you think about everything that's happening inside your body and how you have like X amount times more blood in your body, that's why everything always looks so plump. Like I haven't had Botox done since August, end of August. I got a little bit of a touch up before my photo shoot mid-August. A little bit of a touch up for my photo shoot for Paragon. So like I'm talking just beep, beep, like it was a touch up. I didn't really need it, but they just boop, boop. So August, it's January. I'm starting to see some like of it fade off, but overall, my skin still looks so tight and so voluminous because during pregnancy, you just puff. That's why a lot of people get, number one, pregnancy nose. I'm so grateful to report I don't typically get that. Now, I have gotten some hate on the size of my nose before for whatever reason. And honestly, that's a core memory for me, so I'm never going to let it go. But I don't think my nose gets that big. Second thing that I always get, I get some full fucking lips, babe. And the last time I had filler put in was June or July. So very normal, like a normal, like, you know, I got it all dissolved in April, got some in July. So my lips are like pretty fresh too, babe. This is my time to shine. That's all I'm telling you. Okay. Like this third pregnancy is going to end up in pregnancy number 5, 4 and 5 at the same time. I'm just kidding. I've also thought recently, I'm like, is 3 really it? Am I fucking crazy? Like listen, the answer is obviously probably yes. But I have just been so drawn in to family recently and realizing like they're all you end up having, you know, like even if you have great friends, even if you have great peers or coworkers, who is always there for you at the end of the day? If the world ended, I think it started hitting me since I watched that fucking Netflix movie, Leave the World Behind or whatever. If the world ended, who is most likely the people you're bunking with as a doomsday prepper? Probably your family, you know? So I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot lately about how important family is and to just spread that love. And I guess maybe even just spread my love. Like I had both the boys on me yesterday and they were, you know, kind of tackling me and whatever. And just picturing that there's a third one in here and that one day, this third one's going to be on top of me too. Like I could cry about it, to be honest. Like I cannot, oh my God, look, I'm like getting emotional. I can't express like how cool it is to like be a mom. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassing. It's just the most hardest, best ever thing. And like, I'm not even crying because I'm like sad. Obviously, it's just such an overpowering emotion. And any of you out there who are caretakers or mothers of any form, you get it. It's just like, they always tell you, you see your heart live outside your body. And it's like so true. And I've just heard so much sad news lately about families being torn apart or terrible things happen to families, right? As we do all the time, but it just always brings you back to that circle of gratitude. And I'm trying so hard to live in that this year. As we talked about last episode, like I just want to live in alignment. I want to communicate better, all these things that revolve then around having even a tighter family, right? And it's just like the best. It's just the best. I could ramble about it for a whole hour about how just great it is being a mom. It's the hardest fucking thing ever. Like I find myself looking back at myself back when I had no kids. Or the other day, Wyatt and I went on a date night and we had nothing with us, right? Like no car seats were full, no diaper bag, no kids, you know, whatever. And it was just like, you know, for a split second, you might miss it and be like, what did I do with all my spare time? You know, there's some days when I work and I feel really guilty for working like 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. because they go to sleep at 7 and I feel bad. I like didn't see them at all, besides maybe get them up. But then I'm like, what did I do before them? Like I would just work all the time. I don't know. I'm rambling, but it's just the best. It's the best. Few updates. Number 1, Gypsy Rose, slaying life right now. Okay. There was this edit I saw, and I don't want to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but it was on my Instagram, and I'm going to have to like repost it. I'm going to have to download and repost it on the page because you guys know how obsessed I am with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She has come out of prison and has just risen to this level of fame, and it is so weird. Like, I think she deserves it because of what she went through. And when we think back to 2010, when she was, I think, 15, when she orchestrated the murder of her mom, I can think back at multiple times, and this sounds dark, when I was 14, 13, 12, and maybe I wanted to like hit my mom, right? Like I was like, I fucking hate my mom. We've all been there. Don't even lie about it. So when your literal frontal lobe of your brain is not formed to commit a crime like that while also having such anger against what she did to her, like her mom did to her, I can't blame her. Okay. She should have never been in prison though. She should have went to like a mental institute right away. Anyways, we all know the story. So Lifetime, her docuseries Lifetime came out. Plenty of stuff you can also watch. I was surprised to hear in one of her interviews that she has not ever watched The Act. The Act is a show on Hulu that reenacted, no pun intended, her situation with her mom. The whole thing. It was like a season. I don't know how many episodes, but it was very well done. I think it was very good. But she actually admitted, she's like, I've never watched that and I never will. And the interviewer asked her why, and she said, I lived it. And I thought that was so powerful because I always wonder if like survivors or people who, maybe they have a movie about them on Lifetime or stuff like that. I always wonder, do they watch their own stories? And I would probably agree most of them might not. Maya Kolowski or whatever from a couple months ago, we talked about her lawsuit that was finally settled. Do you think she watched Caring for Maya on Netflix? Like, probably not. She lived it. So I thought that was very empowering. But a lot of people are kind of attacking her for like getting this clout and thinking it's like kind of fucked up. Now, take a step back and look at the situation. Sure, it's kind of weird. But look at how much we praised people like Ted Bundy, like any of the just serial killers of any form, and we romanticized them and like thought they were hot, like stuff like that. And they were like actually fucked up and stayed in prison. Like this girl was violated, abused physically, mentally, held captive, basically prisoner. If this is her time to shine and she wants to capitalize on it, you're telling me you wouldn't? Like, be so for real right now. If you were put in that situation, you would be doing any interview under the sun too and capturing that. Like, she is making so much money right now. And I don't think there was like a lawsuit against her in any of the hospitals that technically performed these things on her. I would be very curious to look more into that because I'm not sure. But regardless, get your fucking coin. She's only in her early 30s, I believe. She deserves a beautiful, amazing, lavish life with how much she had gone through. And none of us will ever understand. So I think get your bread. Get your bread. Get your red carpet. Get your Prada. Like, think of her thinking of her 15-year-old self who was confined to a fake wheelchair, had teeth pulled, bald, consistently drugged, right? And imagine her picking out her first Chanel bag or Louis Vuitton or like she's at this designer store with her own money. Her mom has passed due to circumstances that she very much owns up to. But you think, I fucking made it here. Like, how surreal. I don't know. Say what you want. I'm fucking Team Gypsy till I die, okay? So she's been on quite a few podcasts. I haven't been able to listen yet. She's been on Viall Files. I'm sure she's going to go on The Skinny Confidential at some point. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. And I'm also not shocked that Viall Files got her first. I guess that's a pretty deep and exclusive first interview. So I'm going to definitely be watching that and give some feedback. So she's not going anywhere. I want to make that clear. Next up, just a little little drive-by here of the Golden Globes. This is like the most dumbest, and I don't even know if dumbest is a word, the most dumb award show ever. Like, I just feel like it's so made up. Like, hey, let's just make an excuse to give out more awards and like get all of these famous people together to put on a show and get ratings through the roof of our TV network and get like a shitty comedian to host it and go from there. So Joe Coy, I don't even know who this guy is. I guess he's Chelsea Handler's ex-husband. He's not very funny. Now, obviously, we do have some writers for like jokes like this. Like they write the skits, they write the teleprompters, whatever. But he didn't deliver some good jokes. It was very awkward. All I did was see TikTok clips, and I was just like, ooh, this is rough. Which I feel like that'd be a rough position to be in anyway. I couldn't imagine like hosting such a big award show like that. But he definitely didn't do well, and did not just lean into any failed attempts. So he made some weird jokes about the Barbie movie. He made a joke about Taylor Swift. And the Swifties are pissed. And some of the people are like, Swifties need to like take a break. But I think for us, I speak for us Swifties, we know already how Taylor feels about award shows because of her very traumatic experience with Kanye West. Can you imagine being a teenager and having that happen to you with one of, at the time, biggest rap stars, biggest artists saying that about you on stage? Absolutely not. Okay. So anyways, we think of that. That would always be a fear of mine. If I went into an award show, like, what are they going to say about me now? Well, boom, there we go. We make a fucking Taylor Swift reference. So annoying. Anyways, people are telling Swifties to calm down, but we know, okay, we know our girl, and we know that she didn't like that. So it's like, just keep her out of award shows besides when you're giving her an award, which isn't shocking. Okay. However, she did lose her Golden Globe this year for the Eras Tour, which like isn't shocking. Barbie did well. But I don't even know if she was expecting to win. Like, it was just her concert. Whatever's anyway. So then her, Selena, and Kelly Teller. So she brought Kelly Teller. Selena was there, I think solo. Benny wasn't with her. And they all start gossiping at this table. We've seen the memes. We've seen the videos, okay? But I just thought it was so wholesome. So many people got their panties in a bunch. Girls gossiping about girls, or girls gossiping, period. Not cute. They're mean girl energy, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sorry. What do you guys do when you go out to Mexican and get margaritas? You're talking some shit. And I won't even say talking shit. Talking, like, can we just normalize talking about people? We all do it, okay? It doesn't always have to be negative. It's just, hey, who hooked up with who? Hey, did you see this happen? Or, hey, let me tell you this old story. Like, let's just reminisce. It doesn't have to be like new times. So anyways, they're at this table. Now, a lot of people will say that it's very obvious they were talking about Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner, who were there together, and shared the most awkward exchange of kisses. But regardless, even if they were talking about them and Kylie Jenner said no to taking a photo or whatever the story is, who cares? Like, again, for anyone on that, like anyone commenting stuff like that or saying it out loud, it's like, you guys don't sit around and do the same thing with your bestie, or you call your sister and vent about something. It's the same thing. Like, it's okay to talk about. It's called being a fucking adult. It's just not taking it so seriously. So for Selena to be like, yeah, she said no. It's like, does that mean she's then like calling her a bitch? No, it's like, it's just a story. And even if she was like, that was kind of crappy for Kylie to do. Okay. But like, okay, yeah, yep, that's cool. Story's done. Move on. And guess what? If Selena ended up going up to Kylie in another day and was like, hey, can we get a photo? And Kylie said, yeah. And then Selena took a photo with her. That also doesn't make her fake. It's like, she is totally allowed to feel her emotions in that moment of like, yeah, Kylie said no, but then still like her or move forward. Like, I don't know. People just read into shit too much. Relax. I don't know. Maybe that's a hard hot take. Like, normalize talking shit. You all do it. You all do it. Like, you literally cannot listen to this podcast right now and be like, I don't talk about anyone. Yeah, you're fucking lying because you just talked about your coworker last night. Okay? Just be an adult about it. Be an adult shit talker. It's fine. my concerts this year. I forgot to share with you guys. I forgot also that I will now be pregnant for my Olivia Rodrigo concert. And I'm so excited because I'm going with a girlie. Her name's Vanessa. She's a DBFT girl. But like, if there's one thing you guys know about me by now, I'm going to go to a concert with anyone. And I'm especially going to meet up with my DBFT girls. Okay, the amount of stuff I've done with my random, I hate calling you guys followers because really y'all are friends. And obviously you are friends. I've like spent the night at so many followers' houses randomly. Went to concerts with them, like Kendall, obviously from the Eras tour. Went randomly to her house, spent the night with her, met her son, like met her husband. Like, again, just, I don't care. Listen, I don't care. We are not above each other. That is for sure. Okay, we are same level ground, and we are Swifties or we are Rodrigoers. Okay, so anyways, Vanessa's DBFT girl, but also friend. And we got tickets in Chicago. Very excited. I will definitely have a pretty big belly by this point. So I'm wondering how I'm going to go ahead and decorate that and bedazzle it. I want to go to this concert and listen with the demographic of Olivia Rodrigo listeners. We're going to be some of the older generation. Yeah, we definitely are. Besides moms that are there with their kids or chaperoning. So I want to be like that bitch. I want to be the girl that is owning her belly so much that there are people like little Gen Z people making TikToks and like, can you be in my TikTok? I'm going to be like, yeah. And then I'm going to have my baby there in my belly. So I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate that yet, but I do have that concert. And then in November, I'm going to Taylor Swift again, which I could almost die thinking that I'm going to that concert again. And I'm also going with Vanessa again. So that's also going to be fun. And we got like good seats, like first couple rows, good seats. And I am not going to be okay. Neither will she. And then we're going with, I think it was her coworker or her bosses, some of her bosses, like family or something like that. It's going to be a blast. I'm so excited. And I think that is in Indianapolis. So I believe we're going to night 1 of Indianapolis. Maybe night 2. I don't remember. Anyway, Indy, here we come. So I'm excited. I thought about going to EDC, not this year, but like next year. Because I really miss like raves. And mind you, I did all raves completely sober. Like I love music so much. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love just the feeling of music. And I love EDM music. So I've thought about going to EDC again next year as like a 30th birthday gift. But then I thought about it and I was like, damn, I'm really going to be 30. Maybe I shouldn't have my 30th be an EDC festival. Also, ew, next year I'm going to be 30. I oftentimes wonder, am I too old to be doing what I'm doing? I'm like, no, there's plenty of people older than me doing the same thing. But it's easy to kind of get in your head of like, oh my God, I'm going to be 30 with like 10 million code DESBs. Is that immature? I'm like, no, it's not. Okay, last tip I wanted to give, something I thought of this week. There is a YouTube TV channel, YouTube channel. They're kind of like a TV channel that we've been putting on for the kids. It's called like, is it like RP Trampoline Company or something? Anyway, trampoline brain break videos for kids. This has been the best thing. And not even, some of them aren't even trampoline. They're just like brain break videos. This has been the best thing for Maddox and Archie. They move around, they move their bodies, they stay in front of the TV because like it tells you like jump, duck, hop, do this movement, whatever. It's so interactive. It makes me not feel guilty for like putting the TV on if I need to like honestly just like take a break, or if I'm like doing something on my computer and they are running around. It's such a good video. So if you guys haven't done it, I know I grew up, LOL. Maddox, when I had him, and I was, the only thing I could really find was like, Hey Bear, baby sensory videos, Bluey, which are like educational and stuff, but these are actually like interactive, like brain break videos. Super good. Highly recommend. And then get them a little trampoline. Like the ones where they hold on to, they're like $60 to $80 on Amazon. And some of them make them bounce on the trampoline. And I'm telling you, they've never been sleeping better. Especially in the winter here in Michigan. It's very difficult to like get outside and stuff. They've really been enjoying that. All right, let's get into Wellness Corner, updates, watches, and then a little bit of a closeout because it has been already a longer episode because I'm a talker and we talked about motherhood too long. Before we do that, let's grab a drink because you can probably tell I need one. Hydro Jug had their birthday sale last week, so you have to let me know if you guys picked up a Traveler. Now I'm going to address this here. Some people are talking about mold under the straw. I personally have not had any issues with mine, so I cannot speak to that. However, if you need to clean this better, I have also soaked the top in baking soda and vinegar, and then let it dry. I don't dishwash mine. I wash it by hand, which might eliminate some additional heat and water getting trapped in the mechanisms. So as much as it's dishwasher safe, I would never wash in the dishwasher this top part that I'm showing you. This, I would never dishwash. I would always just hand wash this very carefully. And what else was I going to say? I don't put anything but water in this. Like in my Stanley, I can clean my Stanley. It's a little bit more being able to take apart. I also don't use my fucking Stanley. I want to make that clear. But if you're someone coming from a Stanley, use your Stanley for like pop or anything, even though it'll like fall over. But regardless, I don't put anything but water in this. No Crystal Light, no Gatorade, no juice, no like nothing, just water. Next up with Wellness Corner, I'll give you this new lip balm I've been using. Like I've always liked the brand Summer Fridays. I have their other lip balms, one of them being like kind of like a beige color. I think it's called like vanilla though. This is their sweet mint. I love sweet mint bubble gum. Like it's one of my favorite flavors of gum. So this sweet mint by Summer Fridays lip balm is really good. Mind you, it's not a lip oil. It's just balm. So it's not as like sticky or anything, but it doesn't like last as long. It's just a balm. However, it is really good. Last week when I linked to that Lawless, forget the filler, lip kind of gloss oil, that stuff is still superior. It has such a beautiful cherry color. I'm not over it. Let's get into Wellness Corner. First off, pregnancy acne update. It's finally getting better. My back and my lats, my acne's going down, my neck, my chin and jaw area, acne is going away. And again, a lot of this will come from just remaining the course. It's so easy when you're pregnant or newly pregnant. I get messages all the time. Des, how do I get rid of my pregnancy acne? My acne's so bad. What products can I use? Now, you can always use a salicylic acid like a few times a week. That is not going to cause issues or birth defects as long as you're not dousing your skin in it every single day, multiple times a day. However, most of acne and pregnancy, it just needs to run its course. I noticed both times I've been pregnant, specifically with Maddox and now this baby, I've had terrible acne. Archie, I kind of did, but also not really. I feel like I was super glowy with him. Regardless, you just have to let it run its course. And I noticed that it tends to start to kind of taper off between week 15 and 18, sorry. So between those timelines, you kind of just have to ride through it. I mean, my face was bad. I concealed it with like some makeup to where you guys didn't really see it. But if you saw some of my workout videos and stuff, my back and my lats, it's so bad. Luckily, it's better. I did do some exfoliation on it. Like I took some of my Tula volcanic scrub and I would just scrub my lats all the way back down to my back and my butt. But I really didn't try to treat it with anything more than that. So acne is doing well. I use a little bit of salicylic acid. I have been using Face Reality salicylic toner. My esthetician spoke really well about it. So I usually used and had for like 5 years Tula acne correcting gel, which is great. But my esthetician, knowing that she works on my face a lot and with like my hydrofacials and stuff, she was like, I want you to try this. So I've loved the salicylic toner. Outside of that, I've really kept it the same with like moisturizer, cleanser, just keeping it very gentle, not really adding a ton, no retinols during pregnancy, and kind of going from there. Vitamin C, that's about it. So always SPF. Your skin is so much more fragile when you're pregnant to sun. Obviously, it's not sunny here right now, but you should still obviously be wearing SPF every day. But if I were to go on a baby moon or something, or, okay, I'm like dying because my camera died. And I don't know why it said it overheated, which I usually have it in the same setup. But like I told you guys, it is way hotter down here than normal. Even hotter, it's just warm. So it might have kind of tripped up my temperature sensors. So that's on me. We'll see how long this lasts. But regardless, If I go on a baby moon or something, I'm going to want to make sure I have more like SPF on my face, which we're kind of talking about. Outside of that, Tula, I've really been loving their H2O Oasis mask. And in terms of overall just skincare, wellness, I'm not taking my greens right now. Not that I can't. Every time I get pregnant, they just sound terrible. In most days, even when I'm not pregnant, greens don't sound good. Like I don't wake up craving my greens drink, but especially during pregnancy, it just doesn't sound good to me. And I just have really been focusing on trying to get as much veggies as I can daily. I've really been loving snap peas and like broccoli with like a little bit of ranch. And then like any type of veggies I can get, asparagus, green beans in my food that are cooked. Those are my greens. I wish I could take greens. Like I like the formulation of getting those like super greens. But for right now, girl, my aversions are too real. I can't with that. That's really it for Wellness Corner. Obviously, Tula, DESB for 15% off. You Beauty, code DESB for 20% off. I know I don't usually share them. They're just a very high luxury brand of skincare. And listen, the Super Hydrator tint, I do share a lot. Like the tinted hydrator that I use on my face. The Super Hydrator product in general, the You Beauty lip compound. I love those products and I share them. I just always feel like the price point is really high. Although my discount is 20% off, it's still like not always a brand that I feel comfortable sharing because it is expensive. You know what I mean? So anyways, let's jump into watches. A few different good watches. Number one on Netflix, Love and Monsters. It is such a silly, cute movie, but you guys have to watch it. It has, I can't remember the actor on it, but it was adorable. It was kind of an end of the world doomsday love story. And when I first watched it, I thought it was going to be so stupid. Like Wyatt and I saw it a few times on Netflix. We're like, do we do it? Do we not? Do we do it? Do we not? It was like an hour and a half. So worth it. I'm not going to ruin anything for you, but you should go watch it this weekend, or like this throughout the week. But if you're waiting for the weekend for a good movie, it's really good. The Meg and the Meg 2 with Jason Statham. Now, Jason Statham is like my underground cutie hottie crush. Like there's something about him in like all of the movies, like The Transporter and stuff, that I just love him so deeply. He's really good in the Meg. The Meg 2 was a little bit silly, but I've never watched either of them. And Wyatt was like, you haven't, you have to watch it. So these are old movies, but they're on Netflix. And I think maybe the Meg 2 was trending or something. And so Wyatt was like, have you even seen the first? Like, whatever. So we did it, and it's very good. Again, kind of silly, but if you're into those movies like Godzilla, Pacific Rim, those movies are fucking good. It's kind of the same vibe, like just kind of a water, land type of thing. Which, speaking of water and land, one of our baby moon ideas was going to Hawaii, because I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Never have. And I'm not baby mooning in Florida. Sorry. Like this is the last time we're going to be away from probably 3 kids in years. So we've talked about Hawaii. I don't know if it'll really happen. I'm really hoping we can make it happen. But isn't that crazy that Jurassic Park was like filmed there? So anyways, someone was telling me you should go to Hawaii. You should go to Kauai. And then around there, I guess, is where they filmed Jurassic Park, which I know that they filmed Jurassic Park there. But she said you can take like a caravan tour or something. And how going through these hills in areas, you almost feel like a dinosaur is going to come out. And I feel like that would be such a true like experience of like thinking like a dinosaur was going to come out at you, because you're in this area where in your mind, this is where dinosaurs roamed. So anyways, I just had to throw that in there. If you guys have ever been to Kauai or Hawaii in general, please tell me where to go, what to do, where to stay. We need all the tips we can get to at least do some more research. Last watch, which it sounds so dumb, but I'm still watching my show Face Off. And on YouTube TV, you can get all 13 seasons. I think I told you guys that. So I've been watching Face Off. I just love makeup and special effects. And especially with what they do, like molding and contouring, creating body pieces and prosthetics and stuff. It's so fucking cool to me. Is that niche? Like, do a lot of us like that? I don't know, but I really enjoy it. So that's all I've been watching. To wrap up this episode, because we chatted a lot today. This was kind of a random, like, let me just talk your ear off type of episode. But yeah, I've not been like super inspired in my podcast lately. Like I always love coming down and talking, but in terms of like legitimate episode ideas, stuff like that, besides recapping pop culture weekly and stuff like that, I haven't had real ideas. Like, oh, I want to talk, like last week, we talked about New Year's resolutions and vision boards, first pregnancy trimester, stuff like that. But I haven't been like sparked full of inspiration yet of like what else to talk about. So if you guys have any episode requests or things you want to chat about, I know I do want to do another one soon on just like body dysmorphia, the body changing during pregnancy or just in different seasons of life. I know I want to do another one on friendships as adults. My sister and I have had so many conversations about this recently because her and I we're sisters, right? So we're always besties. And if anything, Michaela has always had more friends than me, probably because I just work myself too much and I don't like get out. But I have been able to go out with some friends recently. Anyways, point being, friendships as adult, hard. I feel like there was one more topic I wanted to talk about. Oh, I did want to talk about like time management, productivity, making new like daily habits, stuff like that. And I'm not like the best at it, but just some things that I've been implementing that can be easy for other people to implement. Yeah, those are really the only topics I really have had written down. But even then, I don't want to just go like boom, 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 boom. So I want to do another Tell Me a Secret episode. As always, I want to do another Advice with DESB. So make sure you guys click the links below or in the show notes, wherever you're kind of at. And I'll put them on the Instagram today as well. And maybe I'll put them in like a highlight on the profile so you can always find them. But they are always on our website too, www.brunchwithdesb.com, where you can submit a secret. I'll put my speak pipe where you can send me like a voicemail. And also the Advice with DESB segment. I like it when you guys leave me the voicemails, but if you ever want to type it in, you could type it in a Google form, Advice from DESB. These are all anonymous, so I'm not going to know who you are unless you tell me. And some of you guys do come in my DMs and you're like, that was me, whatever. Which I love you guys, but I'm never going to know you guys. So I'm never going to tell your stories to the world with your name attached to it, even if I know it. But regardless, hope you guys have a beautiful day. Short, I wouldn't even say short and sweet episodes, just not a ton of like additional things to chat about. But I hope that you guys liked it. As always, I like to show up here every week anyways and just kind of give myself an hour where I'm off my phone. I'm just talking. I'm letting my feelings flow. It is one of my favorite parts of the week besides when my camera dies. So thanks for bearing with me there. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Happy Sunday. And we will see you guys next week as always.